topic, we're going to talk about why I decided to become a life coach, why I decided to be a counselor. So, from somebody who had a whole bunch of trials and tribulations in their life, why I decided to be a actual life coach and counselor. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Olivia, and I am the owner of Healing in Movement. As I stated earlier today, life coaching. Why did I decide to be a life coach? Why did I want to start a business of being a life coach? What was the whole premise behind it? So, here we go into my story. I went to college for the first degree, actually, I have an associate's, and my associate's in general studies. I then received a undergrad, of course, in healthcare administration. I got a lot of certificates, master's in clinical mental health counseling, and all that good stuff. So with all that being stated, I started my career, I guess you could say, in HR, because that was a lot. That was kind of what was available when you going into healthcare administration. It was more feasible for me to go into HR because I could get more money. And that's kind of what I did. So from kind of, doing a whole bunch of HR and changing a whole bunch of HR jobs and stuff like that, I knew that I wasn't fulfilled. And even in college, I changed my degree like 5 times. I went from being a counselor, psychologist, sociologist. I did all of it. I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't necessarily know how I wanted to help people. So I just had this wondering of like, I want to help people. I don't know how to help people. And I guess counseling would be a good way to help people, but I didn't want to fully diagnose people. Like, I wanted to help people overcome. I was like in my 20s, and I fell in love with this scripture. It's called Revelations 12:11. It's we overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And I love that scripture. I was like, oh my gosh, how can we know that we can overcome a trial and tribulation if nobody tells us this? So I was like, bam, okay, I love that Bible scripture, and I live by that. So unfortunately, I found myself in a lot of turmoil. 2020 came, and of course, the whole pandemic, COVID, all that stuff. Lost almost everything except for a car. And it was tragic, horrible. Lost everything. My feelings was hurt, and I was like, oh my gosh, just Lord, why? And within that time frame, in about 2022, God told me to relocate to the DMV. So I relocated to the DMV. Then I found myself homeless. And I'm like, God, what is going on here? Why am I going through all these heartache and pains? And I just started naming everything that I had went through. I was like, I was 20 years old. I was sexually assaulted. From there to I went through this and I went through that, bad relationships, this, that, and the other. I lost this, I lost that job. They didn't like me because I had a disability, all this other stuff. And I remember talking to my little sister one day, and she was like, you've went through a lot and you've overcame a lot. And I was like, okay, do you see what I'm going through now? And she's like, yeah. She's like, you should be a life coach. And I was like, how am I gonna be a life coach? Ain't nobody gonna hear what I got to say? What I went through? The trials that I have went through, and the pain and the hurt of what I've went through. And she said, exactly. But the thing is that you've overcame all of these trials. You've overcame all of these tribulations. And people need to hear that. And I'm like, nobody's gonna actually hear that. And people kept testifying, and people kept coming to me saying oh my gosh, you're gonna have a healing ministry, and God is gonna bless you, and all this other stuff. And I was in some of the worstest and darkest times of my life. And I was like, God, why would anybody want to listen to someone who is legally blind, was sexually assaulted at 20, who went through all these trials and tribulations, fought to have to graduate, now at the age of 35 at the time, now I'm homeless. Who gonna want to listen to that type of person? And he really got me into my Bible. I started reading the Bible. I started reading about Jesus' life. I started reading about the disciples' life. I started reading about everybody in the Bible. And the more and more I kept reading my Bible, more and more I noticed that, like, all of the greats, even looking Martin Luther King, everybody else, everybody had like a tragic past. Everybody had a tragic past. I mean, it was like, they went through stuff that you'd be like, what in the world? How could you go through that and still smile? He did what to you? Girl, that's crazy. And you still smiling? And you forgave him? Oh, gasp. Clutch the pearls. And that helped me to be like, well, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. So I went, got my certificate, and now you are watching the journey of me opening my business in healing and movement, as well as just seeing me blossom and watching my journey from the time when I was homeless till now. When I was homeless, I was terrified. I was homeless in a state that I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any family. I literally just went off of God. And a lot of people made fun of me. Not everybody, because like I had family that was supporting me, and I was like, oh no, we got you. If God told you to do it, stand by it. And I'm like, but God, I thought it was going to be easy. I thought that my life was going to get better when I moved out here. Like, I thought that I was going to, things were just going to just be like, ta-da, I made it. And I just was going to be just in the land of milk and honey. I didn't know that I was going to have to deal with all of this stuff. And I didn't really have any friends. And God would just send people to continuously, like, help me. My family supported me. When I didn't have a job, I didn't have finances, my family would, like, shout out to my family, because they really, really helped me during that time. And it was hard. And I remember one day when I finally kind of had got things together and God had blessed, I was like, you know what, God? I am going to be the thing that I didn't have. I didn't have support when I came here outside of my family. I didn't have that. I didn't have like an agency that was like, hey, we can help you, because you had to be a resident in either Virginia, Maryland, or Virginia or Maryland. You can go to DC, but at that time, like I had just moved here, so I wouldn't know like the roads and trying to get to DC. And DC driving is horrible. So, and I live like an hour and some change. Like at the time I was like 2 hours away, an hour away from DC. And it was just more tragic to have to have to actually drive down there, especially when you really, really seriously don't know the area and it's congested. So I was like, no, I didn't want to put myself in that danger. Like I was already in danger because it's a lot to be a woman and be homeless by yourself. And yes, the area is better, but at the same time, homeless is homeless, okay? Like I would have to take showers at the gym. Like my routine was I've slept in multiple places. I have slept in neighborhoods. I have slept in 24-hour parking lot for like a grocery store. I have slept in a hospital parking lot. And I would wake up every day, go to the gym, take a shower, get dressed. I would say some of my best days was just taking showers. And I say all of this, and I'm saying all of this is because of the fact that you might be watching this video today and you might be homeless too. And I just want to let you know that it don't always last always. I'm not homeless now. I'm starting a business now. I went from homeless to starting a business. My business opens August 8th officially. So if God can do it for me, a person who was legally blind, people counted out, made fun of, even when I said, God told me to do this, God told me to do this, I know he told me to do this. And the enemy literally put so many negative thoughts in my mind to the point where I had to fast. I had to pray and I had to fast and I had to pray and I had to keep on fasting, because I was like, God, this looks horrible. I thought my life was going to get better when I moved, not worse almost. But because of the fact that I went through all of those things, all of those problems, all of those situations, I have really good advice to give, actually. And I was helping people. And it's so crazy because like I was literally helping people. I was feeding people when I was homeless. I was talking to people and helping people with their problems and their issues. I was giving solid advice to people and nobody knew I was homeless. I was creating workbooks, didn't know why I was creating workbooks. I was trying to sell them on Amazon, couldn't sell them on Amazon. I was like, God, this could help me financially be better. Like, why won't it sell? Why won't it let me sell it on Amazon? Why did my KDP account get, deleted twice? Like, what's going on? Unbeknownst that to me, that the workbooks that I was creating while I was homeless, literally, they're part of my signature program. They're like the material for my 3 signature programs. Wouldn't have even known that. Wouldn't have had a clue about that. So, a easy answer to say why I became a life coach, a counselor, is because I became the thing that I didn't have. I don't want people to not have support. I don't want people to not have the things that they need, not be able to talk to the people that they want to talk to, not be able to find the solutions in life. Everybody doesn't want to go to a counselor. And I get that. There's some weird taboo about, I don't want to go talk to a counselor. Even some Christians don't even want to go talk to a counselor. But that's what they'll do. They'll talk to a life coach. They'll talk to a life coach. Pay money to talk to a life coach. Why? Because it's not bad to go talk to a life coach. Because really a good portion of some of the issues that they have, a life coach can help. They don't actually have to go to counseling. It's cool if they want to, if they feel as though that's going to help. But sometimes it's literally just, I need to learn how to have more discipline in my life. I need to be able to, be more proactive than reactive. I need to, put time aside. I need better time management skills. I need better communication skills. I need certain skills that pretty much so will help you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve in life. But going to a counselor to do this sometimes makes people feel a little uncomfortable. So I decided to be the very thing that I didn't have. So that's why I became a life coach, is because it's my testimony of the things that I've went through, how I've overcome them, how God has blessed me, and how I want to be a blessing to everybody else. So I hope this video helped. I know it's a good story time, but I hope some of the nuggets and some of the things that I said in my own personal life will help you in your life. And if you find yourself homeless or in some situation where you feel as though that you're trapped in, just know that you can't get out of it. Like, seriously, there's resources out here. There's not a lot, but there are some resources that really, seriously, if you need 911 assistance or any type of help right now, there are some resources. And if you give me a couple of months, I promise you I'll have better resources, because you can come to my company and I'll be able to help you. No one will fall to the ground on my watch, not while I'm here. So, walk in peace, not in fleeces. God bless.